Hi everybody, my name is Jaden.
I'm Yah.
I'm Jason.
And we are the Yahoo and the Torah YouTube channel.
And we thank you very much for hanging out with us. It is our pleasure to be here. We thank you very much. We thank you for being part of our family. We hope that you guys would consider being part of our family, and we hope that you guys would consider let us being part of your family. Because the Kingdom Road and the families of the kingdom are amazing, because our Creator has built a system that is simply amazing. And it is by his system that we are able to graduate humankind, human life, into the world of the Shamayim. Now, we are reading the writings of Elijah. Now, the writings of Elijah are simply amazing readings. And it is I don't think there's actually anything different than what we already know, other than it gives us a few more details on this club, this Shamayim club, the club of the elect. And it seems as if it's not a club for everybody, but it is a club for everybody if you so choose it. And it sounds like a really, really good club. Jay, tell us a little bit about what do we know so far in the writings? Where are we at with this whole thing? What's the scoop?
It's all about following Torah. Everything they say is to follow Torah. If you want to be part of the club, you want to be part of this team that follows Yah, then you have to follow Torah. They don't want people that are not committed. They don't want people in this club that are sinners. They want people that are following the Torah. They don't want to be cursed because of somebody that sins in their community.
Yeah, they don't want people that are wishy-washy. They don't want people that are half in, half out, things of that nature. And this is a really, really good book. Now, for anybody who wants to get a free download of this, the free download is absolutely available. Links are in the description below. The bottom link right there, Yah Scriptures, the Apocrypha, is 37 books, all fully restored names, including the writings of Elijah, which we're doing right here. And the download above that, which we're getting a tremendous amount of downloads. So thank you to everybody who's downloading, keeping your stuff updated. If you guys have an older version of the PDF, you will want to remove them from your devices and grab this revision 4, because there's hundreds of different changes in revision 4. Both Yah Scriptures, a single edition, the single column, and the Apocrypha, a single column. They all should be revision 4. The revision is at the very top, and you guys can make sure you have it. So you want to get the latest one, because there's been a tremendous amount of effort and a tremendous amount of fixes that have gone into this. And for anybody that is looking to purchase a hard copy of this, there is pre-orders available right now. You can order a pre-order. It has all 103 books in it. All of the, everything's been completely restored names. This is a hybrid of the ISR and the Hallelujah Scriptures for the Tanakh and for the New Testament. And it is a very, very well-kept version of it that has had a tremendous amount of fixes, a lot of changes. And it is probably the very best English version you will ever find of Scriptures. I am confident this is, I've been telling people this for a while, you will not find a better translation in English anywhere. And this is, it's available right now. So it's available $64. Again, it'll be available in February. We'll be shipping them out. Pre-orders are in now. This also comes with a prison ministry we're attempting to do, that we are trying to get, for every Scriptures purchase, we're trying to get one Scriptures into a prison, into one of our brothers and sisters in chains, and that is the hopes and dreams of this Bible ministry. All right, gentlemen, you guys ready to rock and roll? Okay, 7. Those who enter into covenant to hold all things common according to the order of Tanakh, and faithfully adhere to the order of the ancients, should be instructed that their minds may be open to the vision of eternity, and how the order of the Shamayim can be established and perpetuated here on the earth. Okay, first, right out of the gate, without ever going too far into this whole thing, it is very, very clear that this is a guideline. This is a set of rules and regulations on how we need to conduct ourselves. And one thing I found fascinating in just this very first verse is that, we have all the Christians that are heaven-bound, right? Everybody's going to heaven. And that's the whole goal. Nobody ever reads Scriptures to realize that the kingdom is here on earth. The kingdom is going to be on this earth. There is a heaven, or Shamayim, as you'd like to call it. But as far as us all heading up to the Shamayim, it doesn't say that. It says that the kingdom will come down, that Yahushua, Jesus the Christ, will bring it. There's a city, Zion, is going to come down and it's going to New Jerusalem. How it happens, I do not know, but that is the city of the future. That's what we're looking for. It's not a rapture that we're all heading up out of this place. It is something very much different. And so these are the guidelines that are talking about the order of the ancients and how they are instructed, that we are to understand how we are to behave and how to act. Now, verse 2, he who is called to instruct the children of light in these matters must understand and teach the Talmudian the true nature of man, the different influences which form his character, the meaning of his history, and the reason that Elohim at one time barak him bounteously, and at another time afflicted him dreadfully. All right, what do we have on this?
So
Eli,
now,
I'm going to have you get up on this. Are you paying attention with this? You look like you're out cold. Go grab your Bible. Go get it and head back up here. Jake, tell me what you have going on.
So it's talking about someone who teaches, right? If you're going to be an instructor of the children, you're going to be someone who is, like Elijah. He here is instructing. He's the teacher. He's kind of like the guy leading them. He says you got to teach them in the matters of the nature of man. You got to teach them their influences, the things they're going to come across, things they're going to try to fight to divert them.
What is the nature of man?
Of man.
From a scriptural standpoint, what is man?
Man is a person of, you can be a person of Yah or a person of the devil.
Okay, and is by default, are we good or are we bad as men?
I say bad.
You would have to guess it if you remember scriptures, because the scripture says that the heart of man is wicked even from his youth, right? And that the heart of man is wicked in all his devices.
Unless they're in Torah.
Unless they're in Torah, but still, even then, your heart is going to incline towards wickedness in a wicked world that we are into. And so one of the things that he's talking about right here is that your character, the what you are, what you're representing, you either are, by how you act, Yah either blesses you or curses you, right? And that's the way that we have it. And that's something that people don't understand, is that there are blessings that come from scriptures. There are blessings that come from obedience to the Torah. And if you are in the Torah, then you start understanding these blessings, because most people don't understand that the blessings they have all missed are the ones they don't even know they were supposed to get, and they should have had many more blessings in their lives than what they have.
Another thing I talked about is to teach them the meaning of their history, where that is like people coming out of Mitzrayim, people sinning, going to captivity, coming out. I got to teach them and explain to them why this all happened. And then there's also explain why you were blessed at one point, now you're being afflicted. It's about trials, tribulations, how you'll be in blessings, how you'll be tested to see if you are good in times of blessing and cursing.
Yeah, and we definitely, would you agree with me, Jade, that we definitely end up with what feels like a lot of curses sometimes?
Sometimes.
When we had the death of our dog, even though it probably ended up becoming a blessing, because prior to our dog dying, this family, everybody had tasers on their belts. Everybody had bats. We all have gloves hanging up everywhere. When Panthro was here, the days of Panthro, it's really, really hard to describe, because it was extremely chaotic, extremely violent, extremely on edge every single day. When Panthro was around, Panthro was the alpha, and Panthro would mess with everybody, and there was always a chance at every moment of every point of the day that something could go wrong, and we would have to fight the dogs. And Panthro was the dog that was like, I don't know if he was tougher than every other pit that we have, or if he just fights harder than every other pit, or he just once he goes to that zone, he went to that zone. But we had 7 months from the time that he got diagnosed, and Panthro was Caden's dog. And those 7 months, we live out in the middle of the jungle. And, for those who do not know, we don't have a lot of money. We're really, really poor people in terms of, people in North America that have, any kind of cash flow at all. We just don't. And so we live hand to mouth, and trying to get him into the vet, trying to get the medicines that he needed. It was extremely taxing on this family, and it felt like a lot of curses. And it broke hearts, and hearts are still broken. But those are the kind of things that, as this is happening, it feels absolutely like a curse, like our lives are being shattered and everything is gone. But later, 5 months later, when you realize how calm and peaceful it is with 9 pit bulls versus that 1 pit bull that was literally the catalyst of all our fights. And for the majority of the fights, he was involved in all the fights. And we've had a lot of fights around here. So those are what we would probably consider blessings and curses. but you don't know their blessings when they're happening. You just look at the curses where you just have to realize that Yah is in full control of everything. And he knows our pain. He knows our suffering. He knows our hearts. He knows he knows everything. He's our creator, right? It's not like he doesn't get it. He gets it more than anybody else because he knows us. He's designed us. We are filled with the Ruach HaKodesh. Yah knows what we're feeling. And so we have a creator that loves us amazingly, that he is not willing just to give up on his creation and, after the flood, just leave it at the flood. No, he preserved the world as it is. And if you are listening to this today, then you have been blessed by our creator, that you are able to be alive today and breathe and just be. It's just amazing, the works of our creator. And that we have to understand, have to be able to tell people that sometimes you're going to go through what feels like the curses, and you will not know there's a blessing out of it until death, destruction, bad things. And this is only one example of the craziness in this house. But let's continue on. Jay, do you have anything?
No, that's it for that.
3. This is the hidden knowledge, the application of which redeemeth man from his natural state and ushereth him into the Kodesh order of Elohim, where he can be prepared to enter into the presence of Elohim himself and partake of the fruits of eternal lives.
So I think you should talk about the Torah here, the hidden knowledge. I think that's the Torah because at his time, and I guess our time, the Torah isn't around. At his time, he was an outcast, right? All the prophets, Jezebel and Ahab, killed prophets, killed people of Yahuwah. So he took about 100 prophets and hid them in two different spots, 50 in one cave, and Obadiah was there as well. And it was hidden knowledge, right? Nobody knew it. Everybody was idol worshiping, so there's only a few people that knew it. So this is the hidden knowledge that saves a man from his natural state.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a mystery of lawlessness, right? And the mystery of lawlessness is literally, it's not a mystery anymore because nobody keeps the Torah, nobody keeps Yah's laws, nobody really gives a rip. But the mystery of lawlessness has been through all generations, through everywhere. People have an ability to choose right or they can choose wrong. And for the most part, people don't have a governor that will have them choose right. Your only governor that you could ever have, the hidden knowledge, is the Torah. If you refuse the Torah or reject the Torah, then you're rejecting your lifeline, your guidelines to life. And it is a very dangerous world that you are living in with being Torah-less. You will fall into danger. Your soul is completely always in danger. You don't know when your last breath is going to be. And it could be it. And you will only be sitting there naked before our Creator going, oh, I didn't know. Or you be going, Jesus, I cast out demons in your name. I did all these wonderful things in your name. I did all this. And then Messiah is going to go, depart from me. You work Torahlessness. You're Torahless. You don't have the laws of my dad. Okay, 8. Yahuwah is Elohim of knowledge. By his word was everything made, which was made. And he governeth all things according to his infinite knowledge. Foreknowledge. Any thoughts on this?
He knows everything. There's nothing he doesn't know. He has information on absolutely everything. So he made the world the best he possibly could because of what he knew.
And it's not that he knows everything. It's that he knows the future as well. Right. He knows of how everything is going to fall, how everybody's going to behave. That's why he gave us revelations. That's why he gave us the prophets. He told us all these things that were going to happen. And it's amazing. I guess it.
And when people say the Torah is wrong, he knows absolutely everything. The Torah should be the absolute right thing because he made the Torah based upon how he knows everything. So right. That was the very best of what we have.
And the Torah was created. When you read through the Targums, the Torah was created before creation, right? The Torah was there. This was already discussed. I don't know how many eons before.
I bet he didn't make the laws up. He was thinking about talking to Moses, like, oh, you should do this too. He knew what it was to do.
Absolutely. We are told that from the beginning, the Torah existed. And so this is something that he placed the creation on, and then we fell into the power of the Torah. But we also fell into the curse of the Torah if you will not take it, if you will not be obedient. Okay, 3. Even before he created the Shamayim and the earth, he counseled with the hosts of the Shamayim and planned a plan wherein the spirit of every man should have an appointed role. For the spirit of every man appeared before Elohim of the Ruach in the beginning and received a place appointed in the family of the Shamayim and earth.
So he already has a spot for you and a job he wants you to do.
He already knows you.
He already has your life set up for you.
You've already been naked in front of your Creator, held up. He knows everything. He planned everything that's going on. He built every single one of us for a purpose. if we are willing to take this purpose and run with it.
And this reminds me a lot of Jonah. When Jonah thought he could run away from Yah, right? Yah already knew what he was going to do. Yah already knew that he was going to do it, so that was already in his plan, right? And when he looked at his book of what Jonah was going to do in his life, he knew that Jonah was going to run away and end up in a giant fish.
Yeah, absolutely. Our owner, our creator, our lover of man, he's worthy of all our praise. He's worthy of all our obedience. You'd have to be an idiot if you don't want to keep Torah, right? When you read through the Torah and when you understand it, if you choose life without it, that's probably where the word idiot started from.
And you can't change the path he already has you on. He already knows what you're going to do. You cannot run from Yah. You cannot change what he already has set in motion for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, 4. When a man filleth his appointed role, it is according to the glorious design of the Elohim of the Ruach. And thus, as each one functions according to the divine plan, the work of Elohim is pushed towards its consummation. Again, it's telling every single one of us, you guys out there, male, female, you have a role. You've been appointed something in this world. It's not just to exist. It's not just to run through this world and be able to live like the world. It's that we are able to separate ourselves from those who are not Kodesh, those who are unholy, those who do not want to follow Yah. We want to be the ones who follow Yah. And it's not, so there's so many people that are so embarrassed, right? They're so embarrassed about talking about Yahushua. They cringe, like, oh, Jesus, or and again, that's a pagan name. There's no such name as Jesus. There are no J's in Hebrew. But as an example, people are very, very embarrassed. They don't have strength in their faith, and they don't realize that, we're stuck in the world, and the world's going to laugh at you. The world's gonna make fun of you, right? You're gonna look like a I don't know, Bible thumper or something of the sort if you get into Torah. And that's not really what we are. We are simply people that are willing to be obedient to our Creator with what He wants us to do.
And you have to remember what Yehoshua said. He's like, on Judgment Day, if you deny me, I will deny you. Basically, if you do not teach when you have the opportunity to teach someone and you're too scared to, what is Yehoshua going to do for you on Judgment Day?
Yeah, if you're embarrassed of him, how is that standing before the Creator and His Son and all the hosts of the Shamayim, and to be denied because you were so scared of your human race? We're created. Yah isn't human. His Son isn't human. The hosts of the Shamayim aren't human. We are. We're trying to strive to be the very best humans that we can be and get out of the human state. And there's no way to get out of the human state unless we're in the obedient state. There's no way to the kingdom to come unless we are willing to be subjective to a different higher power. And these higher powers and these laws are good. There's nothing wrong. Don't drink the blood. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. People that want all these laws on the cross, well, they're dangerous people, right? They're dangerous people. Christians by default are dangerous people. Christians and everybody else who does not keep Torah, and even Torah keepers, they fall away from it and they become dangerous as well. But for the most part, if you are in obedience to your Creator and understand that every idle word that you say, every idle deed that you do, every evil that you do, it's going to be replayed for us on Judgment Day. It makes a difference. Okay. 5. The designs of Elohim cannot be frustrated. In His hand lieth the government of all things, and He sustaineth all the children of men in their needs. Wherefore it becometh all men to worship Yahuwah Elohim of Yisrael, and be obedient to the divine plan which He hath ordained in their behalf. It says very clearly that there is a plan that our Creator has planned for every single entity, for every single soul, and it is up to us to take it.
Right, and there's only one path, and so if you do not choose the divine path, then you're not making it. It doesn't matter if you're Christian or other religion. There is no religion that makes the kingdom. There is only following Yah and being obedient to His Torah.
Yeah, obedience to the Torah and the faith of Messiah Yahushua. That's what it is. That's what it's about. And I think that's enough for today. I think we've gone over this. I don't want to cram too much stuff into this because I think these readings are really, really good. If people would just follow the laws, statutes, and commandments of our Creator, the world would be a lot different place. Messiah would probably come a lot quicker, or maybe not. Maybe that's the whole point, is that everybody just turns so evil that we need our Messiah absolutely right now, or there's not going to be any flesh left. So with that, everybody, we love you guys. We hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you again for being part of our family, and we are out.
All right, everyone. Shalom.